Heidi Borchers has been crafting and creating all sorts of wonderful things for as long as she can remember. Quite a few years ago, she became interested in Mosaic, and it has been a staple of her design studio ever since. Heidi's been traveling out of the country for a while, but today I'm delighted to say she's back. I'm delighted to welcome my sister, Heidi Borchers. Hi, Heidi, and thanks for jumping in.
Hi, Jeff. Thanks so much. Yes, I just got back. It was a week ago, so the studio still is kind of up, not quite clean, but today I'm ready to show you mosaics. And actually, Tiff, I don't think you even realized, but when I picked this project, it's a Too Cool project. And the Too Cool projects, we usually do like once a month, and it's when I pick someone or something that has inspired me to do this project. So Tiffany says I've been doing mosaics for some time, and I have, but actually when I started about 10 years ago, I was inspired by my other sister, Candace, and she actually got me into mosaicing, and now my studio is filled with all kinds of tiles and lots of fun things with mosaics. So I've even written a book, which we're going to talk about later. So let's get started. Tiff, if you'll put up my project today, I will put my camera down. And let me get that off my screen. Okay, you can mosaic on anything. You can mosaic on wood, you can mosaic on glass, you can mosaic on plastic, tin, anything. Today I'm going to show you on a paper mache box. And what I first did is I sketched in pencil my pattern, and that's my pattern that we're going to work with. And you need a couple of different things. You need, I'm using Well Bond because I love it for mosaics. It works really good when you're doing outside mosaics because it waterproofs the wood or the plastic or whatever. So I'm using that today to kind of help waterproof my, my paper mache box. You need tile nippers, and these are actually wheel nippers, and they really are the best to control what you're going to cut. And we do have those available if you can't find them. So all kinds of tiles and all kinds of different shapes and things, plates. And actually, if you think about it, mosaic really is an eco project. And you know me, I love eco projects because you can take anything like old plates or something that you've broken and you can incorporate it into your mosaics. So today I have a plate that has an edge. I like the edge because I put it on the edge of the angel. Let me show just real quick here. This is the one that Tiffany showed, and here's the edge of the plate right there. So using your tile nippers, your wheel nippers, you're just going to go in and you're just going to nip like that. See how easy that is? And I want to just kind of cut off the edge. And for a project this small, I might want to cut that in half because I want to go on the edge. See how easy the nippers are? So I'm going to take a little bit of my glue and I'm going to put it on the back of my tile or my plate, and it just takes a little dab. Please, can you see that? Please don't put too much. You do not want the glue to go out beyond the tile. So we're going to put that in place. Bring that kind of up. And see, mine's even a little much, so I would normally clean that up. And we'll put another piece on here. Now I'm actually I think I'm going to have time that I can even show you how to grout this today. And I think that most people are afraid of mosaics because of the grouting, and it's nothing to be afraid of. Now this is kind of thick too, and these wheel nippers are wonderful for cutting any of these pieces. And we're going to put that down there. And then I need one more little piece in there for her skirt, the bottom of her skirt. And I love to use, even on one like this, I love to use, see the little flowers on this one too? I'm going to cut those up too. And this one looks like she needs to be cut at an angle. So I'm going to take this last cut and I'm going to cut it at an angle, and that'll fit it in. So actually what you're doing is it's kind of like a puzzle. You're just kind of fitting pieces in, like so. And that's the start of our skirt. Now, so that I have enough time to grout, I'm going to just go over, I have one that's already done, but I'm going to go over a couple things. To do the little angel, Here's the one that we're going to work on to grout. The little head is one of the flat marbles. Now, if you can never find the color that you want, because you can see all these different colors that I have, the greatest thing to do is to take a clear one and put paint on the back of it. And that's what I've done for her head. I just put some kind of flesh color, and that gives me her a really pretty color for her head. So if you don't find what you need, you can always put some acrylic paint on the back of the clear marbles. So there we got her started. So that I can show you how to grout, because I think that you can see all the little pieces. See how I used all the little pieces of the little flowers and everything. Most of this, of her skirt, is done with a plate. And then up here I have some stained glass, and then I've done all the way on the edges. Now, when you're using a paper mache box, first thing you want to do is to sketch around the edge. Let's see if you can see here. So when you put your bottom pieces on, that your lid will go on. See, like that. So make sure you put a line. And let's clear this all away, and we'll start grouting. Okay, today I'm going to be kind of bold and daring. I'm going to use a it's called North Sea Green. Now, this is a sanded grout that you can pick up at any hardware or home decor or home store, like Home Depot, Lowe's. And like I said, it's sanded. You either can get non-sanded or sanded. I like the sanded. Let's see what my time is here. Okay, a few more minutes. Okay, put a little bit of water in here and just stir. And I like it where it's thick, kind of like peanut butter. And see how it's just, I got a perfect amount today. And I've got my gloves on. And all you start doing is just putting it on. And do be careful, because some of these pieces you have cut. And it's just putting it on. Oh, also, I don't know if I didn't show you, I used one of those little kind of novelty wedding rings that you use in for like favors, and that's her little halo. So we're just going to put it all on, and just be careful going over, because some of the pieces that you cut could be sharp. So I just really lightly go over, and go over, putting it all on, and not too much. You get excess, just get it off. And I want to make sure I've got all my edges. And you can see right here I have a little space that needs to be filled in. Right there. Make sure you have all your little holes filled in. And I'm also going to kind of go around the edge here, making sure I have enough. A little bit more. And next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take a sponge, which I have in some water over here, to keep it like in some water. And then I'm going to just really carefully go over my tile. I take the excess, put it off onto the container, clean edge, and I'm going to clean my sponge. Keep your sponge clean. Remember, this is a paper mache box, and it'll do good. It gets heavy, and it gets very sturdy when you put a mosaic on it. Now, when I teach in a class, I usually will have everyone use a hairdryer to dry it, so that they can get it done in one sitting. So at this point, I would normally hit it with a hairdryer, but I want to kind of show you. Okay, that's what you want it to look like. You want that film on it. See how it's got a film on it? That's what you want at this point. And then I would hair dry it, and let's see if I can kind of clean off some of the pieces so you can see. Normally the hair dryer would put like a dried film on it. Or you can just leave it like that all night and then do it in the morning, but I can kind of show you here. Some of these are kind of iridescent, so they're kind of getting caught in the light here. And if you need any little extra, when you take the grout out, you use a Q-tip. But that is basically all you have to do, is just clean it up. Now then, when I get it cleaned up as much as I can without taking too much of the grout off, because you don't want to overdo it, I let it dry all night, and then I clean it up with like a wet wipe. Even when it's dry, you can get if you don't get to it, you can always clean it up the next day with like Windex or a wet wipe. So that is so easy, and that's all there is to it. And they would do the same thing with the bottom. I have the big tiles here, and then I would grout it. And let's show you again. Here's the other one. This is a paper mache box, and I put the big pieces down here. And then on this one, I put some extra yellow. I actually put some dots of acrylic paint and put a little face on her, and I added some little stars, some little rhinestone stars to make a great gift. So this is something that you can make really inexpensively for Christmas or for holidays, and they're so quick to do. Do a couple at a time, so you always have one ready for that gift that you forget to give. I do have a book, and it is on the marketplace too. It's The Beginner's Guide to Mosaic, and it's on the Cool2Craft marketplace. So check it out, and it just gives you all kinds of information. It also shows some great, let me see if I can, it shows some great, I kind of identify all the pieces that I use, and all the tools and things like that. So it's a great book.